Head hopping is a term that is often used in writing workshops to disparage stories that commit the cardinal sin of using an omniscient point of view to break free of the rigorously limited close third that is, along with the first person, the most common narrative mode in contemporary fiction. While it's true that switching perspectives in the middle of a scene, done unintentionally or clumsily, runs a high risk of jarring the reader out of a story, done well, head hopping can be a very useful tool for fiction writers. Frank Herbert knew this. It's one of the reasons Dune is such a page-turning novel. Here's an example from early in the book to get a feel for it. She thought of the boy's features as an exquisite distillation out of random patterns, endless cues of happenstance meeting at this nexus. The thought made her want to kneel beside the bed and take her son in her arms, but she was inhibited by Yue's presence. She stepped back, closed the door softly. Yue had returned to his window, unable to bear the way Jessica stared at her son. Why did Wana never give me children? He asked himself. Head-hopping omniscience has the freedom to dip into the mind of anyone present in any scene, though it's less inclined than what we might call classic or high omniscience, to go flying off to some distant quarter or fast forward or rewind through time, or to break the fourth wall and start addressing the reader directly. Head-hopping omniscience is nothing more than the author allowing themselves the freedom to jump around between the points of view of different characters in the story. If you were to ban it, you would find your library devoid of many great works of fiction, Tolstoy, Austen, James, and Wharton to begin with, along with a great many others. It's worth noticing that the four classic authors I just mentioned, Tolstoy, Austen, James, and Wharton, are celebrated above all for the complexity and subtlety of their characters. And this may be the most important thing head-hopping does for us. By presenting characters observing each other from different angles in the midst of an unfolding scene, a skillful novelist can convey a complexity of vision that's impossible with more limited points of view, such as first person or close third. But there's another advantage to head hopping as well. If the perspective in any given scene isn't restricted to that of just one character, the reader is allowed to experience the unfolding story from different angles simultaneously, which can have an accelerating effect on narrative drive, as we see in another passage from Frank Herbert's Dune. Kynes spoke quickly. Wild rumors, my lady. A sipwell is a form of a soak where a person draws water from a straw. So it is said. There's deception in his words, Jessica thought. Why is he lying? Paul wondered. Do you see this? Because of Herbert's use of italics to designate unspoken thoughts, the head-hopping omniscience in Dune can be rapid fire. Less transition is needed between different characters' points of view than otherwise might be the case. And think about how this kind of omniscience allows for the development of the robust dramatic tension that makes Dune such a page-turning novel. At any given moment, we may find ourselves privy to what major characters in the story are thinking, but other characters don't have the same access. So we perceive the conflicting agendas. We see the danger looming ahead, but other characters don't perceive these conflicting agendas and this danger, which puts them at a disadvantage. And it puts us, the readers, in a position of excruciating tension. If you're a writer who is a fan of Dune, it's worth rereading the novel carefully to appreciate this technique. The technical word for it is dramatic irony, and it's made possible entirely because of the head-hopping omniscient point of view that Frank Herbert deliberately chose to deploy. It would not have been possible had he chosen a point of view in which each scene of the story were strictly limited, as most contemporary fiction is, to one character's point of view at a time. And it's one of the main things that makes Dune such a page-turner. If you enjoyed this video and want to see others like it, hit the like button and become a subscriber to my YouTube page. If you'd like to receive occasional information about online writing classes and travel programs, feel free to send me a message via the contact form at my website, timweed.net. Have a great day.